Greetings and welcome to my dear Aries. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Welcome to the channel. I shall be doing for you a reading that is based on the significance of you and another. This is a karmic reading known as the Great Mirror. It's a 9-card spread that should discern on a liminal level, subconscious level, and unconscious level what's going on in terms of you and a significant other. The significant other can be a person, place, or thing. Please take only what you will. I am not searching for resonance, and nor should you be. But if you do find an element of purity here, please take that and keep that to yourself. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, there's a way of self acclaim, self criticism that has been around you in order to work hard or perhaps try to find balance within certain prospects of reality. Okay, I think you have found out a way of doing things in order so that the conditions are met. Okay, whatever that may mean. The conditions are met, and you have found a way to preserve your resources in order so that to find balance within ways of thinking and ways of bringing in certain realities. Okay, this has to do primarily with a choice between two locales. Okay, this has to do with a choice between finding peace of mind or doubling up efforts and finding a way of thinking that would prove to be beneficial and that it is fixed, yet it may be a type of imprisonment. Okay, so this has to do with two ways of doing things, and the two ways involve trying to find rest or trying to find solace in a type of way of thinking. Okay, someone is out there watching you in terms of your process and all this, my dear Aries. Okay, but the choice is there. What emerges out of this, I think, is a way of perhaps living out both choices, finding rest and also finding a type of stratification or fortification of the mind in a mind that is fixed. Okay, but be careful because you are affecting those around you, especially those who are learning from you as a type of guru. There's something here that may emerge that has to do with being flexible enough to understand the sea of information, the information that comes through forms of realities that may be all over the place, yet are informative. And there's something about you that is sort of signing the contract or understanding what the deal is, at least with yourself, in terms of bringing forth new realities. Okay. So there's a lot of promise in this reading so far. Okay. Pluto and Mars are coming into this reading. We have here the Great Mirror. Your seventh house is activated in the reverse here. Also, you are dealing with an Aquarian or Cancerian energy, perhaps Virgo. But fixity is strong. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, as well as Temperance. Um, La giustizia and la donna di bastoni, la donna di coppa. The challenges that involve this situation, it has to do with solitude and the path of Taurus during the season of Taurus, okay? Excuse me. So during this season, which is now, up to a month, there's something about your connection with this other that has to do with your own stability, bringing in a methodology and a way of empowerment that is surrounded with the generation of power through stamina, endurance, longevity. Okay. On the opposite, there's something about them that is mercurial in design. A great deal of work is required on their end. Um, there's a way of doing things that is informed by the north and the south node and the polarized encapsulation of lunar energies that are tied to the north and the south node that is bringing about the energy of Scorpio, okay? The moon in Scorpio is going to greatly affect this connection, okay? How? Mostly through the transformation of emotional bodies, what is essentially being the chariot that is driving the connection in terms of its shadowy degree of loyalty between you and the significant other. The serpent chases the serpent's head chases the serpent's tail here. The great Ouroboros, or the dance of Rahu and Ketu, involves this way of doing, or this way of seeing and being. It could be that you've left already the connection and their inability to find balance, or their obsession with finding balance into a solidified way of doing things is here. Also, a lot of fixity, a lot of anal tendency comes from their realm, whatever that means. Um, this connection primarily is excuse me, is surrounding an element of rest found through numbness, okay? And also a type of return on your end, okay? A return to what exactly? I'm not sure. Something that you left behind, something that causes both of you to, after sort of finding a type of center point within the connection, this mutual sort of mirroring that has to do with one leaving the other and both being repulsed by each other's energy, okay? What emerges out of here is a type of solitude, and this solitude is exactly the issue here. There's something about you that shows a great deal of promise upon return, or perhaps upon return to something that you've left behind in terms of the karma of this situation. There is something about a cutting element, something that was said or done that is forever going to create a feedback loop in terms of the karma, in terms of what has been done and why it is constantly an issue within the situation. Very difficult indeed. There's something of a cold shoulder and perhaps a way of desire, or perhaps where things have been, that are constantly getting in the way of trying to unify the connection. In this respect, there is an end of a cycle, and perhaps you mostly see this as karma, or perhaps you are the harbinger of karma, and there's something about you with a sort of righteousness that you hide from the situation, in which you cannot say what is truly just, what is truly fair within the connection. In this respect, truth emerges out of the triplicity of the revisitation of essentially anything that has to do with what was said or done in the past, okay? Truth emerging, and essentially a severance here that points to the immaturity of Libra on one end and the maturity of Aquarius on the other. There's something very hands-off about this connection, and because of such, Something that you can pull from this is essentially the regret of things lost, something like this. Okay, I want to turn this reading more positive, but I'm finding it very difficult, considering you have La Donna di Bastoni here, the queen of, or the lady of rods here, and her passions have dwindled out. There's something also about the externalized world, generally, sort of not feeling like it's giving you enough inspiration in general. However, the choice still needs to be made. Okay, this choice that is emerging has to do once again with the need to either become sort of rested in a way, letting the mind rest and finding truth there, or letting the mind stratify in a certain way so that no more the cycles of pain would offer this connection. So what I'm seeing here is a type of distance that is hard to rectify. It's hard to annul. But therein we have it. The advice for this, once again, this is the seventh house in reverse. Moon in Aries mostly, but also Moon in Libra. The moon is very strong here, but it's as if one is dark side, the other is light, and it's very difficult to to realize that they're both the same, from the same monad. They're both from the same sort of nexus. Okay. Mm, as far as advice goes, there's something about this connection that has to do with the need to reconstitute what was there already. Okay, and this sort of being a type of burden. Okay, letting go of that burden is the number one thing that needs to be done here. Letting loose, taking the load off. Okay, if you do this, there is a way for you to bring about, in a rebellious way, ways of doing things that do not involve status quo or do not involve the necessary needs for Saturn to watch over you. There's something about you that is shifting in terms of anima and animus that requires the animus to rejoice. There's a great deal of pride that can be taken here, um, and essentially a righteous indignation that you can take to bring forth new realities. Okay, and that is what I see for the energy of Aries. I do thank you. I am gutted. That was, well, it wasn't the easiest reading. But if you can toss that like, if you will, or subscribe, if you will, I do appreciate you tuning in and listening to the channel's content. Once again, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Please take care. Bye bye.